Look at my little aesthetic jar. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for joining me on live for day 21 of my 100 days of live. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I love it. So anyway, I'm packing orders live, and I'm going to be going live here on Instagram as well here shortly. But I had to come in and start here. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. I'm Claudia with Pinks, Teas, and Things, and I'm challenging myself to go live for the next 100 days. So this is day 21. Hey Donna, how are you? So let's go live over on TikTok and Instagram. Hey Vivian, hey Through the Fire, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Hey TikTok. Hey Instagram. You want this one? Oh, I can pack. You can put them all over here. I'll pack them and give them to wait. Do you have a pencil over there? Hey, hey, hey everyone. LK Creations, how are you? I have my printer up and running. Yes! I know you're like so excited. Hey Brand Visions, how are you? Hey Tubo. Hey Ash Davis over on TikTok, how are you? Just so that you know, I am live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you happen to catch me looking away from the screen that you're viewing me on, that's why. Hello. Hey LK Creations, good evening. How are you? I'm packing orders. And I said, well, why not hop on? Hello, hello. Why not hop on and do that while you're packing orders? I mean, come on, you can do it. Hey Tracy, hey Monica, how are you? I'm well, yourself? I'm doing well. Donna, how do you feel to have that new printer up and running? I love it. Packing orders. Got a thank you card in there. You're good to go on that one. Uh-oh. Hey Diva Like, how are you? Awesome. I know it does. I know it does. I love that. I love that. Congratulations on that new printer. Hello, hello Norma. How are you? I'm doing well, just tuning in from hospital as my son gets his chemo treatments. Oh my. Okay, we're sending lots of strength your way. And thank you for taking time out of your busy day. And I'm talking to you, LK Creations, over on TikTok, just to view me. I know that that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. And so I just appreciate you for even tuning in, because you don't have to. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Chris, how are you? Let's see, let's see. Okay, Donna, you have a question. Let's see. Oh, this is so cute. Hey, Chris. Hello, hello. Hey, Baby Giant, how are you doing? Okay, so you do have a question. How do you know how much adhesive powder to put on your transfer? So one of the things that I do when I'm actually applying my adhesive is I move it around the transfer. And I kind of show that in one of my videos. Let's see. Oh, I think it was the live that I did a few months ago where I had a camera that was focused directly over my adhesive powder. And what I do is I roll it. I kind of use, it's like this little technique. Hold on, I think I have a staple stuck in my stapler here. I want to show you what it looks like. But you use this technique where you just scoop up some powder. And I have all my powder in a bin. And so I scoop up some powder onto the transfer. And what I do is I kind of use this motion where I take it back and forth just to make sure that you're coating all of the sides. And so that's really what you need to do. That's it. There's not like a, you have to have 0.75 grams or something like that on each transfer. That's just the method that I use. When you're done, if you're kind of unsure, if you feel like maybe you didn't have enough adhesive, you can just take a look and you can actually see where the adhesive is resting on the back of that film. So yeah, but I don't have like, there's like not like a set number, but that's my process for doing it. And I show that over in that, I think it was like, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago when I did a live, and I showed you the view over my adhesive container. Good, thanks. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, did I fix it? Yes. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Chris. Hey, Colorful, how are you? I'll have to look back. Yeah, so I'll show you the entire process of how it goes. The only thing that you don't get to see in that live, I believe, is the actual curing process. But you do get to see, it as it's actually coming off the printer and as I'm applying the adhesive. Hello. Hey, everyone over on TikTok. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you for tapping that screen, hitting those thumbs up over on YouTube, tapping that screen over on Instagram and TikTok. I appreciate you. Thank you. How are you, Colorful Threads? Thank you. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So let's get this one packed up. I'm hanging in there. Do you have a specific software you use to keep up with your inventory for the DTFs you sell, or do you manage, hold on, I didn't get the last of that sentence. But one of the cool things about Shopify is that we're able to run reports. So you can see, like for instance, if you have a rush order and things of that nature. I'm not sure if that was your question, but I'm going to start answering what I believe was your question, and then I'll go back once I'm done packing. Hey, Tanita, how are you? Good, love your lives. Thank you, Colorful Threads. I appreciate that. Hey, Sophia, over on TikTok. Hey, Mama Mrs. Jackson, excuse me. Hey. Hey, Jessica, thank you for joining, everyone. Hey, Nell, how are you? You are welcome. I love your energy. You're so welcome. Yes, just know I'm sending lots of prayers your way, because I know that can be a very tough thing to have to endure. So I appreciate you for joining in, LK. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Anitra. So now I'm putting in those lovely silica packs. Let's see here. I'm hanging in there. Or do you manage that? How do you manage it? So yeah, so I did answer your question. Okay. So yeah, I love Shopify because I'm able to run those reports. And so I can even see, like, when I'm looking to figure out, like, okay, what's the most popular size when it comes to my customs? I can see, even through the report, how many of each type of transfer has been ordered. So that's pretty cool. I like that because I love data. I love data. So when I'm kind of trying to think of, like, what's the next thing I might want to add to the website, I try and look at those reports to see what's working and what's not. But yeah, it's not super specific, but I've learned how to use them to the best of my ability. So yeah, I love it. Hey, you're doing great. I'm glad to hear that, Neil. Let me see, I missed something else. Hey, Chelsea, how are you? Thank you for joining me over on YouTube. So I'm packing up orders, and as you know, I love my silica packs. So I'm putting in silica packs into this order, especially now that it's starting to get warmer. I've been trying to really pay attention to make sure that everything is shipping out well and that they're being received well. In addition to that, the process is confusing to me. Oh, hold on, Anitra, I missed the first part of your question. Holy Spirit help. Thank you for joining and for following. So Anitra over on TikTok asked, what does the transfer print out on to be adhered to the t-shirt? So yeah, I totally get that. Not a problem. So when it comes off, and I'm going to be showing more of that probably tomorrow when I'm in the DTF room printing. What I'll do is I'll show you that. But I do have video over on YouTube that kind of shows it when it comes off. So there's a film that we use with direct to film. And so that image is actually printed on one side of the film. And so when it comes off the printer, it is wet. So like if you accidentally, brush a finger across the image, you would smear the ink. So that's why when it comes off my printer, I'm actually able to then take it over to my powdering station. So that powder is actually adhesive. Once it's cured, that's what you're going to use to actually adhere that item to either your t-shirt, your tote bag, your jean jacket, whatever you're applying it to. You have to have that adhesive powder in place. Oh, thank you. You're too quick for me. No, I'm just talking. Just kidding. Oh, so I'm packing up. So these are custom. So I typically, unless I ask you if it's okay for me to show your customs, I don't show a lot of the customs, but I have some that are ready-made over here that I can show you. But yeah, I will. Holy Spirit, you're welcome. Thank you. Hello, hello. Are you, let me see. Oh, are my printers all the same size? They are all the same size. Yes, they are. You're welcome, Anitra. And then I also show you the texture. So when you first apply that adhesive, it looks just like a powder that's on, you know, the back of the film. Once it's cured, it takes on, it looks like an orange peel to me, in my opinion. The texture changes. It's a little bit glossier, and it kind of looks like an orange peel. So then you know you're cured and you're ready to go. But yeah, that's kind of the process in a nutshell. Hello, how are you? My name is Erica. I know my username is a bit difficult. Okay, Erica, yes it is, just a little. Irmacelli's Custom Crafts is Erica. Okay, now I have to say that a couple of times for it to stick, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And we have directions as well. Okay, let me see, did I miss something over here? Cool, I looked into Shopify. When packing your orders, do you ship them flat in a stiff envelope or in a tube? I do both, Baby Giant. To answer your question over on YouTube, I have some, like if it's a 13 by 19, I typically ship that in something completely different, which typically is that tube. If it's, you know, other than that, I use rigid envelopes, but I oscillate between the two. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Hey, Shell, thank you for joining. Hello, Spices, how are you? I'm good, how are you? How long have you been running your business? So total since 2017, but direct-to-film transfers since last year. To answer your question over on YouTube. Is this another custom? Okay. How much mess does the adhesive make, and is it in a separate room? Thank you so much for sharing. You're welcome, Jody Bridges over on TikTok. You are very welcome. Yes, so the adhesive powder is definitely one of those things where, I don't know, it's very messy. It can be extremely messy. And so I try and confine it. Now I have a completely separate room that I do all of my transfers in, and so I feel like I'm able to contain it a lot more. But yes, it is. It's definitely messy. And I'm definitely curing in a separate room with my printers. So all the print stuff is in one room together. And I also have a filter that I use, which kind of helps with removing some of the what's suspended in the air, because it's really, really, really fine powder. And so that helps with kind of keeping the adhesive from being just suspended in air and us breathing it in. So yeah, it can be quite a mess. Thank you for asking that question though. That's a great question. Hey, Teacher First Five, how are you? So hopefully I answered those questions, and we have our directions that are on there as well. I'll have one more to go, one more to go. Okay, so these are ready-mades. So 1, 2, 4, 5, okay. So these are some ready-mades from the website. I'm like, clearly I think they like this design. I think it was pretty popular this year. Hello, thank you guys so much for liking, hitting those thumbs up, asking questions. I'm loving it. So one thing I want to talk about when it comes to artwork, it's a slippery slope, but we have to talk about it. Hey, Anitra, how are you? So when it comes to your artwork, there's a couple of things that you're going to have to be mindful of when you're preparing it. One of which is ensuring that you are setting your artwork to the correct size. That was it? Oh my gosh, it was really popular. I was like, wait a minute, why is this here? But yeah, they ordered it actually, yeah, the day before Juneteenth. That's interesting. That's okay. get it in there. It can be worn year round, so I get it. But when it comes to artwork, you want to make sure that you're sizing your artwork correctly prior to upload. Here are some of the things that I'm currently encountering. So it's okay if you set your artboard to whatever size you need your image to be, right? However, when you actually go to export it, you want to make sure that those dimensions that you intend the artwork to be are correct, because all we have to go off of is what you uploaded. Hey, Crafty Creations, how are you? I ordered about 30. I cannot. Oh, you were the one that placed the, okay. I was like, someone is loving these, okay? Oh, thank you for supporting my business. I appreciate that. Oh, man, I'm well. Thank you. I'm doing well. So that's number one, right? Is making sure that you're sizing it correctly. Number two, if you're going to use any, let's say like, I know there's this, what is it called? Background, it's a background eraser. I think it's like BG Eraser or something like that .com. If you're going to use those, thank you. I appreciate that. If you're going to use one of those or any application out there that does a rough removal of your background, you have to make sure that you pay attention to what's actually removed in the image. And let me show you an example of what I mean. Because oftentimes with rough removals, when you use those apps and you're not using like an Illustrator or Photoshop or things of that nature, like actual design software, if you're just uploading it into an app, even with Canva, it will remove some of the white, like if you have white lettering, it will remove some of that. Hey, Homegirl Collective. And so you have to pay attention to that. So one of the things I've been trying to advise people to do on occasion when this issue does come up is to ensure that you place that image, once the background has been removed, place it on a different color background. That way you can see, have any of your letters been removed that you didn't want removed? Have any of the white pieces of your artwork been removed in addition to the white background? So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about when I say that. And so this person is going to get a call because we noticed that some of the wording has white behind it and some doesn't, right? So let me show you. So I'm just going to show you, I want to show you the actual number here, but I don't even know if you guys can see it totally. But if you look at underneath the YRI, there's an area, New Rockford. The words New Rockford. Sorry, my AC is on as well. You see how some of the white is there, but then some of the white lettering is gone? That's from that rough removal. Rough removals, that's what happens. So part of the word has the white background, but when you put it into your background eraser, it's only removing what it assumes is the background. But in this case, it was some of the lettering as well. Was it okay? I'll take a look at it, Chris. Typically, I don't look at them in advance. It's not until I pull your order to start printing. But yeah, as soon as I notice it, I typically will make a call. But those are the things that can delay an order. And so when I say, I don't really foresee myself changing the processing time on my customs, that's why. It just gives me time to kind of make sure that we get your artwork up to par. Hi, lady, I want to start this journey. Do you think starting smaller with a smaller printer is a good idea? Think I'm being filtered. It possibly could have been filtering you depending on what letters you were typing in there. So if you were saying DTF and you type them together, it does. It filters out your comments over on TikTok. Hey, Lovely Crafts by Yuri. So it doesn't always happen, but like Canva has this really great thing where you can go in, you can look at your original artwork, and then you can restore the pieces of your artwork that have been, removed accidentally, right, through the process. But these are the things that kind of delay you. And so when you look at that, it's like, oh, wow, okay, it looks good. And then the closer we're looking, we're like, wait a minute. So now it's making me question, like, should the electric have white behind it as well? And so oftentimes you won't see it if you, depending on where your artboard is, typically they're white. And so you wouldn't notice those pieces that are missing. So yeah, so that's going to result in a phone call. No, actually an email, because I don't have a phone number. That's another thing that I think I'm going to now require on the website, is that you include your phone number. It just makes it a lot easier to communicate. I typically send out an email, and it's kind of like in all caps, urgent response needed, to kind of grab your attention. It's not me yelling at you. I'm just trying to grab your attention. The response time, the responses that I received when I started putting that in my title in all caps versus when I wasn't, night and day. I kid you not. So I think it like helps you see it faster. Like, wait, urgent response? So yeah, so I am going to start requiring phone numbers. I'd love to be able to talk to you if it's like a quick, hey, I noticed some of the white in your artwork is missing. Can you go in and, just correct it? I'll then follow it up with an email if I actually have to leave a voice message. I'm now like, listen, we're going to follow it up with an email, because we just want to get your artwork out as quickly as possible. So do I think starting with a small printer is a great idea? I think, really, to be honest with you, I am probably not the biggest fan of smaller printers. That's my opinion. I'm telling you, I know it may not seem like you need that larger printer, but really you can start wherever you can start. Let me start by saying that. Get the largest printer that your budget will actually allow you to purchase, right? You can always work your way up, but if you have the budget to purchase a larger printer, I would suggest it, because you would be surprised how quickly things can get out of hand. And so I'm living proof. I've made the costly mistakes. You guys can see that over on YouTube. It's happened, okay? And so that was one of the reasons why I went from that P800. I started with an Epson P800, and then I went to an Epson 7880, which was another 24-inch commercial style printer. The P800 was a 17-inch, but it was a more desktop style printer. Hello everyone that's entering. And so that's why I had to transition from printers so quickly. That's why you saw it. I'm just trying to get buy my time back at some point, because the orders were just kind of going crazy. And I knew quickly, very quickly, that the P800 would not have been able to keep up. When I got the 7880, I felt like, this is it. This is where I'm living. And then I quickly realized that printer couldn't even keep up with the demand. So I wanted the fastest printer that I could go with, and that was the 7890 for me. So yeah, but I do suggest whatever your budget allows, get the largest printer that your budget will allow you to purchase. You will thank yourself 10 times over. I kid you not. So that's yes, finding printers is very hard. Jody, I'm sorry I missed your question, but I just answered it. I have Epson 7890s. It is really difficult. I don't have a trusted source anymore. And so I would just say, depending on, like for instance, if you're interested in a more desktop style printer, I would definitely kind of look at some of the smaller vendors that we have out here. Like for instance, Ambition Crafting, she's one. Big Boy Prints is another one. You might want to see what they actually offer. I wouldn't pay, where I purchased my printer from, I wouldn't pay the prices that they're asking for a desktop style printer. And one of the biggest reasons is because there are going to be, issues that you encounter along the way. It's not a secret. So keep that in mind. Thanks. Where did you get your printer from? So Jody, I no longer provide that information, and it's only because I only believe in sharing with you guys if I believe that it's truly a great resource that values customer service. And so there's been some customer service issues with a few people that I've actually referred to them here recently, and so that's kind of stopped me from sharing that information. I want to provide value, and I want to provide you with things that I really think are going to be able to help you. And so at the price tag that these printers are, I believe customer service should be of the utmost importance. So I no longer share that, unfortunately. But if you go back and look at some of my videos, you might catch a glimpse of it where I've mentioned it somewhere. Hey Miranda, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Wow, I can't believe today is day 21. So yesterday we were closed, okay? And so I took that as a sign that everything was closed, okay? And so here I am back on Tuesday. We're back open. we're ready to go. And so I said, well, I guess it's technically day 21, but in reality, it's really day 20 of lives. So for those of you that don't know, I'm actually challenging myself right now to go live for the next 100 days. And so, you know, this is technically day 20. Hey, Exceptional, thank you for the rose. And then this morning, I wake up to 10K on YouTube. Are you kidding me? Like, I can't even believe it. I was like, YouTube is showing out over there. I can't believe it. Hey, Uniquely, how are you? Hey, Amber, how are you? Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate that. Yeah, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, oh my goodness, like this YouTube journey. So for those of you on TikTok, you know, I started with TikTok, and then TikTok just kind of carried over into YouTube and then Instagram. So I've really been enjoying this journey. Yes, 10K. Can you believe that? I was like, wow. I feel like I just passed. Let me see. I started my channel, I want to say it was like May 11th. I don't know. Whatever that first video is on my channel, that's when I started posting. So I want to say it was like May 11th last year. So I just passed my year mark. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Hey, Uniquely Designed, how are you? Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate it. So this 100-day challenge is like, I challenge you guys to kind of start challenging yourselves. If you have the opportunity to go live, give it a try. It's so much fun. It's so nice just to be able to like talk in real time. I think that's one of the things that I enjoy the very most. And so because I started over on TikTok, I was live all the time over on TikTok. I kid you not. Hey, Belize, how are you? Oh, is it time to go? Drop off the packages? Yikes. Okay. Just kidding. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. We have to go drop off packages now that we just packed. But I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in for day 20. Technically it's 21, but let's just call it 20. So officially 20, right? Of my 100 days of live. I hope to see you guys on the next live tomorrow. Bye, everyone.